Say something funny.
Something funny.
No, I meant like a joke.
Like a good joke?
Oh, it's all right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Real Nerds, brought to us, as always, by Birdman Barbecue. My name is...
Baby.
Yeah, it is. My name's Ryan. In front of me, I guess because of the way I'm sitting is...
It's very romantic.
It is.
I mean, we're looking deeply into each other's eyes.
It is. You should introduce yourself.
My name's Joe. How you doing?
Welcome back. We're doing our second, part 2 of our video game edition of Real Nerds. And, Joe, now that you have one under your belt, do you feel more comfortable this time?
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. You were actually really good. I listened to ours, and it was pretty funny. I didn't even think it sounded that bad. Sometimes it got a little echoey, but I don't think it sounded that bad.
I think it was more of an ambiance. I think that, when you're chilling in the nerd cave.
Yeah, exactly. And any time Raphael or Donatello could have shown up, and we would have been set. Anyways, we're here going to be chatting about video games again, and I just finished a game that I wanted to get your input on because you and James were talking about it a couple weeks ago, and like about a week ago I finished Heavy Rain, and
I never played that game though.
No,
and the funny part was that at your party he was talking to me about it, and I was still on Mass Effect.
Oh, really?
I was still trying to talk to him about Mass Effect, and I think he got onto a whole different conversation, and I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But all right.
Oh, I thought you played Heavy Rain because you guys were such in a deep conversation.
Well, I played the demo on the PS3 when that came out, because I wanted to check it out, and it's something that I'd still be really into playing.
I will say I borrowed it from James, and I wouldn't spend $60 on it. Not that it's a fun game, but I mean it's more of like an interactive movie where you have to. I mean, your character walks around and then you push up on the joystick and then something happens.
Right. It looked interesting enough. I mean, I like, you pull up on the car handle, and I did the little investigation scene and stuff like that. And that looked, it looked like fun, but I mean, after, playing better detective games, like, L.A. Noire had some better.
Yeah, I'm about to start L.A. Noire. James let me borrow that too, but I've actually been going on an old school trip lately. I got the Mega Man had a new comic come out from Archie Comics, and the comic, the first 4 issues, is basically just a retelling of Mega Man 1. So I got the variant covers are just the villains like Iceman, Fireman.
Oh, that's cool.
So I booted up my Wii and I went to the Wii Virtual Console. I downloaded 4 Mega Mans, and I'm still pretty good at them. It took me a little bit to get back into the groove of playing them.
Was it the old ones that you downloaded? Like all the old ones? Because didn't they release like newer ones?
Yeah.
And old school?
I downloaded those too because on the PS Network right now, you can buy both of 9 and 10 for $12.99 or something.
That's cool, man. Those games are so hard. I remember I mean, my entire 8-bit childhood, I had constant bruises on my knees from games like Mega Man and stuff like that. Because I don't know, like instead of like punching a pillow or something like that, I would just take it out on my knee.
On your knee? What an unusual thing.
I'd punch the shit out of my leg, like, damn you, Cut Man, and just hit the hell out of my leg.
Actually, Cut Man's really easy though.
Right.
If you're playing Mega Man 1, the first one you go to actually is Metal Man. It's Mega Man 2 is Metal Man. But yeah, it is Mega Man 2, but your Mega Buster, your like default gun, takes off a quarter of his power when you hit him. So you only have to hit him like maybe 5-6 times.
Yeah,
that'd be more than a quarter. I don't know. Yeah, maybe Cutman. He is a Mega Man. Cutman's Mega Man 1. He had like the scissors on his head.
On the top of his head. I remember. I had the Game Boy, like the original Game Boy version of Mega Man, and you got. I think there was only like 4 bosses, and I mean it was original Mega Man levels, but you only got 4. Yeah. 4 of them out of the what I guess it was
8.
Like 6 or 8 bosses. Yeah, there you go. And it was, I mean, infuriating how tough that was. Like the blinking blocks that you have to memorize the patterns and stuff like that. Forget about it. That was too tough.
They're in almost every Mega Man.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. The dodging stuff. That was, I mean, the name of the game back then. It was all memorization and quick reflexes. I try to go back and play into those games, and I'm like, how did I get to anywhere in these things?
Yeah.
Like I felt like I must have always just played the first or second level on those things.
But I've only played Mega Man 2 on my Wii so far, but it's really the cool thing that I liked about it is I downloaded the game and I started it up and I was looking at it, I'm like, oh man, I don't remember how to beat these bosses. So I literally wrote all the Robot Masters down on a piece of paper, and I said, okay, so if I was Woodman, my weakness would be Metal Man's saws.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was so and so, if I was Heat Man, obviously Bubble Man, who's water, would hurt Heat Man. So I went back and I wrote all these combinations down, and you have to write the password. So I had a lot of fun going back and doing that stuff where there's no strategy guide. I mean, I could look it up on GameFAQs if I really wanted to.
It's there.
But I didn't do it. I said, I'm going to have fun with this. I'm going to see if I can figure out who to go to first. And it was a lot of fun.
I remember, like, on the back of NES cartridges, I would write save codes, like, to get to that level. Like, I would write it out, like, with a Sharpie marker on the back of some of my games and stuff like that. That's funny. When Zelda first came out, I remember drawing maps.
Oh, yeah.
Like, on pieces of paper, like, and at my Aunt Tammy's, she lived on a trailer, and I remember one wall I had just my maps.
You had to.
I'd run back there and into this bedroom and, like, look at where I was at and be like, okay, all right, run back out there. And I mean, that was crazy how much time and energy I devoted to not only playing that game, but to, like, drawing out.
Oh, yeah.
I drew out maps. I had graph books
that
I would use to make my exact replicas of that. And I wish I could, like, would have taken a picture of that or something like that.
Yeah, that would have been cool, or saved them.
Yeah, that would have been neat.
Because, it was fun going back to that 8-bit generation when I was just playing them. And I really neglected my Wii Virtual Console. And now that I got those Mega Man games, I think I'm going to get... like Super Mario RPG for Super Nintendo.
Do it. I got that on there, and I played it through twice already now. That's
nice.
So fantastically fun. I mean, when I first got the Wii console, I downloaded Zelda, and like the Super Nintendo Zelda, and like
A Link to the Past is a great game.
I think it was mostly Super Nintendo games that I went to go download because I still had a working Super Nintendo, but I sold it when times got tough, and when it got good enough for me to get a Wii. I was like, might as well get all those great games that I had.
So my question, though, is if you get Zelda on the Wii console, will it always save where you're at? Because there's no way for you to go back and restart the game. Like, if the game restarts, how does it know where you're at in the game? Does it do it automatically? Does it have save points?
On like what?
The Virtual Console?
For, like, what, Mario RPG?
Mario RPG or...
Well, because that one, it had save spots in it. Like, I mean,
okay. But I mean, like, The Legend of Zelda, like, remember, I don't know if you remember on the original Nintendo, you had to hold reset and turn it power off so the battery would save where you were at. And these virtual consoles are, I mean, they're direct emulations of the game.
Yeah, but I think that it's got a save thing. I mean, gosh, I'll be honest, I haven't turned that one on since probably a year after I owned the console.
But I guess too, when on Mega Man 2, that if you quit the game, it keeps it on the screen you quit on, and then when you go back into the game, it's wherever you left off.
That's because, I mean, A Link to the Past, I'm pretty sure it, like, had a save and quit or save and continue option, and maybe it was like plot points. I can't remember that. I think maybe you could just done that anywhere.
Yeah,
I don't think, but I think, like, if you were inside a dungeon, it would put you on the outside of the dungeon when you went back into play. So, gosh, I guess I need to go back and check.
But I haven't played Mario RPG since it came out.
Great.
If I remember correctly, I think the name of the subtitle is A Quest for the Seven Stars, or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And and what really got me really nostalgic again is I really neglected my Wii for a long time.
I never neglect your Wii. So.
I know. I mean, I played Epic Mickey, and I got the Super Mario All Stars, and I was messing around with those. And when I was at GameStop a couple weeks ago, all the Nintendo Selects now for Wii are $20, and one of them was Punch Out. So I picked that up. I got the Super Paper Mario. And, dude, the Punch-Out is so amazing.
Is it fun?
Oh, dude. It's basically taking all the characters you love from Mike Tyson's, or Punch-Out, after you rape somebody, and putting them on super detailed, cel-shaded graphics. They're all still politically incorrect. Dude, it's great.
That's fun. It looked like a really good game, and I wish I would have tried it. It was one of those things, too, where it's like, $50 for Punch Out at this point? I don't know. Like, I had a lot of fun when that was the type of games that you bought, when there wasn't more epic things.
Well, yeah, I agree. And, justifying $50, I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend $50 on...
$20, I'd do it.
But, dude, the game is amazing.
We should check it out.
And the one character that really got me sucked back in was Glass Joe.
Oh, yeah.
And in the game, he's from France, and so he's like this big wussy from France. And before each fight, they show like little comic book clips of them, and he's smelling like flowers. And Dude, it's so hilarious. And and then the second guy, what's his name? Oh, darn it, I forget his name, but he's actually gay. He's
really?
Literally a gay guy. And he says, "Hey, little Mac, how's it going?"
And it's Flamingo or
no, Don Flamenco's not gay in it.
Oh, okay.
He's from Italy, and he's one of the last people you fight. He's the last person you fight in the major circuit. So he's a champion of the major circuit. And I remember that's funny that you brought it up because I was telling Laura when I was playing him. Mm-hmm. I said, "Oh man, in the NES version, when you punched him, he had that white ring around his mouth. Do you remember that?"
Yeah.
Boo, boo. But it's the same way. You have to punch him to make him punch you. And King Hippo's in it, and he gets knocked down, but he gets right back up.
Does he?
He doesn't stay down this time, but when you punch him one more time, he falls over. It's so getting back into that, I was really happy because it was fun.
I remember playing that with Brandon Hopkinson and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
and just how much fun we'd have with that. And that was his. If you got him to play a video game, it was usually Mike Tyson's punch.
Oh yeah.
That was
so yeah, right now I'm on Super Macho Man, who was originally the guy who was before Mike Tyson.
Right. So tell me, because I had Punch Out, but was it Mike Tyson's Punch Out first and then Punch Out came out?
Yeah.
Because I always thought that I had Punch Out like that before Mike Tyson's Punch Out came out, and then I always felt gypped that I never got.
Oh no, it was actually Mike Tyson, and then after he was convicted of rape. They went back and Mr. Dream was the boss in it.
See, it's not on mine. Mine, Super Macho Man, was your last guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you might have the original one.
See, I guess, yeah, because I always thought, like, I had this game, and then Mike Tyson's Punch Out came out, I'm like, wait, was it, like, the same time, or I couldn't remember.
I don't know, I'd have to go back and look at
yeah, but on mine, Super Macho Man, last guy.
Really?
Yeah.
He was always tough. His wind-up punch, dude, in the new one, because in the new one, it's not, you can't just dodge left all the time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes where their punches end up, you have to dodge right, duck, and where they end up on the screen, you might have to hit them with your right hand opposed to your left one.
That's cool.
But yeah, even Piston Honda's in it, and Bald Bull, and when I got to Bald Bull, I'm like, yeah.
Does he still charge at you?
Oh yeah.
Cool, man.
But he's hard to dodge. But if you hit him at the right time,
he's hard to dodge in the first one.
Yeah, you hit him right in the stomach, he falls over. But yeah, so it really got me on this nostalgic kick, and I've been having a lot of fun with video games lately. Just going back and playing classic ones, and
that one looks like fun. I mean, it looked like they did a good remaster of it. I guess I just had forgotten about it completely.
Yeah, it's one of those too. And like I said, I saw it for $20, and I had to get it. And I'm so glad that I did. I'm not using the Wii control, so I don't want to do that punch. You
get exhausted.
Yeah, I turn the controller sideways and play it like a Nintendo controller because it's way better.
Yeah,
because I mean, how would you even dodge? I guess you'd have to like turn your wrist or something.
Yeah.
And how would it pick it up? And it seems like it wouldn't pick it up properly.
Maybe you'd have to like because I think that's how you did it on like the Wii Sports one. Is you'd have like the two things like close together and you'd like move to one side or to the other with it. But I don't know. Getting up and getting active with a video game has never been one of my favorite things to do with it.
No.
You know, I would totally probably play that one sideways. I liked playing GoldenEye better with old school controls.
Yeah,
you know,
there's a Mortal Kombat game for the Wii, Armageddon, that I don't know if I want to get because you'd have to like.
You have to do the motions.
Yeah, you have to do the motions. I don't know how you'd go like forward punch or something. You know.
You have to mimic throwing fireballs, or like that you're flying across the screen. You have to yell into the microphone. Get over here.
So yeah, that's what I've been totally cracking out on. It's just like old school games. I've kind of going through the libraries at each, whether it's the PlayStation Network or Nintendo Wii Virtual Console. I've been kind of going through and looking at their old titles. I think the next one I'm going to download is PaRappa the Rapper, because I used to love that game.
I remember John got that for me for like when he was still working at GameStop, and they still had PlayStation games and stuff like that. And I was talking, I'm like, oh man, PaRappa, that was some good times. He picked that up and Jamalami.
Dude, I love Jamalami. the thing that's a bummer is PaRappa the Rapper to download on the PlayStation Network. It might not only be available for PSP. But if it is, I think it's $29.
Really?
That's expensive. But you can.
That's really expensive for that game.
Jammerlammy is like $5. And I always loved, my favorite stage in Jammerlammy is when you're on the airplane and you were playing the guitar really fast and all those little babies like mama mama. It's
I remember.
Zany as hell.
Oh gosh, and I remember actually being over at your house playing Jammerlammy, and how many times we played that frickin' level
Yeah.
too. I mean, and
because you had to X so many times and it was crazy.
oh yeah, and you have so much fun the first few times you hear the song, and then it's infuriating when you're not beating that. And
you know what I never did? I never went and saw if you can download those soundtracks now on iTunes. Because I actually think the Pa Rappa is pretty clever.
Punch kick.
It's all in the mind.
Yeah.
If you want to test me, I'm sure. I remember. I haven't heard those songs in 15 years, and I still remember them.
You'll go right back.
I love the when you were on the date with your girlfriend and you had to take a shit, and all the clouds turned into flying toilets and stuff.
I gotta believe.
yeah, I know. I gotta believe. I have number 2 down there for my PlayStation 2.
I don't know if I ever tried that one.
I would play it, but I had to replace my PlayStation with a new one, and it bums me out.
Can you still get PS2s?
You know what? That game might work on itself. It's not a DVD. There's some PS2 games that work on that version of PlayStation 3.
Really?
Yeah. I forget what... I think if it's the blue backs. Remember?
Yeah, because they had 2 different types of
disc. The original PlayStation ones. 2 ones had blue backs. And then they switched to DVD and they went silver. Right. So I'll check that one because that would be fun. I love the Pa Rappa series. I always thought it was so creative because they were basically like the Paper Mario where they're in a 3D world but they're paper thin.
Yeah.
And I remember me and Brandon, I bought that game for PlayStation 1. We played it for hours.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember a lot of basement time spent with that one.
Oh, yeah. And I don't know what I did with it. I used to have a binder full of PlayStation 1 games. I know what I did with it.
I think it'd be worth picking up a PS2 at this point to play some of those old ones.
Oh, yeah. I mean? Actually, my wife's sister has a PS2. That I told her that if she doesn't play it, I want it because I have Jurassic Park, Operation Genesis that I love. Making my own dinosaur. Oh, dude, it's awesome. It's like theme park, but with Jurassic Park. Huh. So you have to send like Alan Grant to find amber with dino DNA, and you have to hire scientists to extract it. And you basically put these dinosaurs in these pads, and it's Jurassic Park. Huh. And you charge people. It's an amusement park sim with Jurassic Park dinosaurs.
Can you let all the like once your park's full with people, can you let the dinosaurs out?
Yes, and I'll actually let you
in.
That
is amazing.
I will let you in on a cool secret in that game. So if you sound the alarm, then you don't, because in those games, if someone gets hurt or dies, you get penalized monetarily. Sure. So whenever I have enough T-Rexes, I'll have 4 or 5 pens with T-Rex in it, and I'm charging like $900 to come into my park because I have T-Rex, Brontosaurus, Triceratops. I mean, these are all-star attractions.
Yeah.
And so people will start complaining. So what I do is I close the visitor center so no one can hide in it. I turn on the alarm, and then I deconstruct the pens around T-Rex, and I just let them start eating people. And then I don't get charged for it because I sounded the alarms.
But you close the visitor center.
So no one can escape. T-Rex, after he eats, 20, 30 people, then I have them shoot him and tranquilize him, and then I put him back in his pen. Just so they know. It's me playing God. Don't mess with me in that game. I think
that's hilarious. I'd never even heard of that. That's great.
No, when we're done here, I'll show you the case of it. And you know how I got it? I remember I had it for the original Xbox, and then when I got my 360, do you still have to do this? I don't know. Where you had to download something on a CD, put it in your Xbox for it to be backwards compatible with original Xbox games.
Might have to do that. I think I sold all my Xbox games to get.
But I had it for the original Xbox, and I downloaded it on that thing on my 360 so I could play that one, and it always crashed. And I got so fucking mad at my 360. Obviously, I traded. I don't own one now, and I never found that game. I couldn't find it for anywhere. And I always told Laura, she wasn't even my wife at this time, that I'm always looking for Jurassic Park, Operation Genesis. She found it for me and used PlayStation 2 game. That game was $34.
Yeah.
It's rare.
Do you ever go to that game that, I think it's Game Force or something like that?
In Boulder? It's money.
Yeah. That's if you're going to try and find something, they're your best shot in Colorado for finding it.
Oh, those, Game Force in Boulder, go. They're the way to go because it's tucked away in that corner, and they
I think
still
we just did a commercial.
We did.
Go.
They do have some really rare games. I forget what game it was, but I really wanted to get. It might be a Mega Man game.
I don't think they dicky on price either. They're like, here's what the market's going for it on the internet. Here's what our profit's going to be. We don't jack it up that much.
The last time I was there, I got actually Mortal Kombat Gold for the Dreamcast, and when I was there, it was only like $10, and they said. And I only had a credit card. They said, "Hey, man, can you get like $20 worth of stuff before we run it? Because you have to pay money."
Sure.
I was like, "Sure." I bought like 2 Mortal Kombat strategy guides from like Ultimate Mortal Kombat, what I don't need.
Right.
But I like to look at the art and I like to draw them. So I was like, "Sure, fuck, I'll buy these 2 too. I don't care."
I think I got what's the Romero one that he had a zombie game out?
Oh, Day of the Dead.
Was it Day of the Dead?
Yeah, it's like no, it was Land of the Dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Is it any good?
I don't know. Like it had some good like pop.
It's like Road to Fiddler Green or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Road to Fiddler's Green, and which I thought immediately about Fiddler's Green Anthem Station.
You know why I remember that? Because I about 3 months ago I watched Land of the Dead on DVD and it has a trailer for that before it.
Yeah, and it was I mean, the copy that I got there, I guess like it wasn't the best copy.
That game has to be extremely rare. I've never seen it for sale ever.
Yeah, I mean it was a rare find for sure. I still sold it to an Xbox 360.
Yeah, that's right.
But I mean, like honestly, I think I could get like through like 3 levels before it started glitching out on me pretty bad, and I mean like it wasn't just it stopped being playable. But the cool part was like I mean there were actually some good scenes where like I jumped because a zombie popped out, like it fell from the ceiling or something like that and crashed.
I always like that stuff.
Yeah, that was good.
I wish they could make a cool like Alien video game.
I heard there's going to be a new one that's coming out, but
oh yeah, it's the Colonial Marines.
But I mean, like all of them are just like shooter based and stuff like that. I think that there's something to, like, I don't know, like a dark, scary game.
Yeah,
you know? Like if you're trying to just survive it and stuff like that.
Yeah, we talked about this last time. They re-released Code Veronica HD version.
Right.
You can get it for like $5, I think, which I might actually consider getting. But the guy on IGN who was reviewing it gave it a really bad score. He said, "Why would you still have the controls this way? They're terrible."
You liked 10 controls.
Yeah, but they never bothered me, and so I think him grading the game on those old controls is kind of unfair.
Well, I think that the way that the camera's set up and the way that those controls are really played into a horror element to it. I mean, like you didn't know, you got panicky with it, and you never knew which way you were going to turn. I think it's fine that they left the controls the way they are because that's the way the game was. I think that you'd have to do some major resculpting of that game.
Oh, yeah.
And which I don't think that would be a bad idea to remaster that game. Make it a little bit more on the maybe lines of Resident Evil 4 where it's over the shoulder a little bit more. And because it creates a little bit more of a different dynamic that appeals now that I don't think it could have done as well then on the fear factor. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that's what I'm actually really excited for. I forget the name of the new Resident Evil game coming out for PS3. It's called Operation Raccoon City, maybe, where you actually take command. You're the Umbrella Corporation.
Oh, I have heard a little bit about
and
that.
Your job is to go and stop Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield and stuff. So it's kind of I don't know if you kill them, you alter the history of Resident Evil, which I think you do. So I think it actually sounds like a really interesting game, and it's not developed by Capcom. I forget who's developed by, but it's developed by someone who does that tactical gunfire stuff. I forget their name. I have a whole feature on it. Unfortunately, I'm stupid and I can't remember it. But it looks really interesting.
I think I'm going to check that out.
Make sure you get it for the PS3 because, if you ever accept my friend invitation that I sent you 3 months ago.
I swear to God, dude, I have not seen any. I checked my.
And what's your name? What's the
Joba Fett?
Yeah,
JOBA-.
Oh, maybe because I put 2 B's.
Yeah, it's just 1 B and there's a dash and it is capital J and capital F.
Okay, I'll resend it
for you.
Yeah. Anyways, so
everybody in podcast world, what's up?
And mine's Spidey Sense, so you can always find me.
And you know what though? I friended a Spidey Sense on there and it wasn't you.
What?
I swear it had, and I mean like his gamer icon was like the silhouette of a dude dunking. And
that's not me.
I was like, that camera. I'm like, why would he pick that?
Right now, in Real Nerds Land, if you want to be my friend on PlayStation 3, it's Spidey Sense and Sub-Zero's my icon right now.
I think I've got that monkey twirling a plate or something.
Originally, it was a little pig I had, but that I got the free Mortal Kombat ones, I changed it to Sub-Zero.
Oh yeah, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. So yeah, but we have to meet up because I guess there's the game you can play by yourself, but they also have work with a team.
Sure.
And you go through and exterminate the stars basically. So it's kind of cool that you get to be the bad guys. I always thought it'd be cool if they made a video game where you're Jason Voorhees. I don't know if they'd ever allow it because it's kind of really evil, where you're basically your whole goal is just to murder people.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be fun.
It'd be fun. I mean, if they put Manhunt out there.
Well, yeah, that's what basically Manhunt is, basically.
Yeah.
So now that a few weeks have passed and you've seen the glowing reviews of Dead Island, has it changed your mind about getting it?
I mean, I think I'll bargain bin it still.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think the art on it's really cool, like the cover art for it.
I think that it looks like a great game. Like as far as just playing through the visuals on it, the zombies look really cool. Jiggly titty running at you as fast as they can. Zombies, in bikinis. That sounds great. I think that I'm so much more into story-driven games at the moment, though, that I think that the fact that that's what it's lacking still just has me like...
I heard there's graphic nudity in it, too. I read an article that there's a part where the girl in the miniskirt bends over, you can totally see bush. I don't know, I haven't played it, but I was reading. And the article said they might have to resubmit it for reclassification or alter it because they didn't mention it before. Because even though the ERSB, governs it, they still have to... Like, if I made Mortal Kombat, and I told the ERSB, I said, hey, this game has extreme violence, blah, 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 blah. And they said, okay, rated mature. But you still have to, say that it's in the game. Mm-hmm. Because they don't... my guess is they probably don't play through the whole games. I don't know. I'm not a member of the boards. They might.
I hadn't heard anything about graphic nudity in there or anything like that.
I don't care about that stuff. I just thought it was an interesting article.
I think that I think that nudity has a place in horror. I think that it's a vulnerable state kind of thing. And
in Heavy Rain, completely nude chick.
Oh yeah.
You have to take a shower with her.
I heard. I didn't know that it was a completely nude scene. I guess I thought it was just like a bra and panties scene.
Nope.
How about that?
But you feel kind of weird because they make you take her clothes off.
Oh, do they really?
You have to move the joystick for her to do it. So it's like you're it's really bizarre.
I wonder what the PlayStation Move controls are for that.
I don't know. But it's equal opportunity. Girls who listen, at the very beginning, you strip down as a dude. So, hey.
I guess pixelated nudity doesn't do anything for me.
No, it doesn't. So it doesn't do anything for me. It's just,
But like as I was saying though, in horror, it's got its place. I think I appreciate it for what it is in that realm,
totally.
So, as far as Dead Island goes, I will play it. I'm sure I will play it.
Yeah.
I just don't know when. Like I said, I just beat Deus Ex. We were talking about this off the podcast. I just beat Deus Ex, and
Would you recommend everybody?
I really loved that game.
On a scale of A, B, C, D, F, what would you give Deus Ex?
A +2.
A +2. That's not what I said, Joe!
Oh, man! It's got at least 6 stars! No, I think it was I don't know. I guess there was just so many different ways that you can play the game. If you want to go in shooting and stuff like that, you're going to get your ass kicked.
So for the uninitiated like me, I didn't even know that game was coming out. And
it seems kind of flew below radar.
Seems like it's a high-profile franchise for it to kind of fly under the radar.
I guess I remember.
What is it about? What do you do in the game?
You're basically you work for an augmentation company, and it's the future, well into the future, and they're human prosthetics are actually robotic augmentations that are basically just as perfect, if not better, than real limbs, and. You're basically the security officer there, and it gets right in the. I'm not spoiling anything because all this happens right at the very beginning. It gets taken over, like hostile takeover, and they kidnap some people. A lot of people get murdered, and you are forced into augmentation that way. You are actually, they kill you, and you're brought back to life through a lot of augmentations.
Interesting.
Your company basically saves you, and. With those, you get to become basically a super soldier. You've got all sorts of different abilities. You can cloak yourself in invisibility, and I don't know if you remember playing Metal Gear Solid. The first when you first start playing that game, how amazing it is that you're sneaking around and doing all this great stuff. And I feel like the way that this game played for me was exactly the way Metal Gear Solid was. The first Metal Gear Solid was for me because it was just so. Amazing that I could choose which paths, which vent ducts I want to crawl through, which computers I want to hack, and who I want to save, and a lot of great decision making. But all those great stealth gameplay elements, it was a lot of fun, man.
Nice.
And the cool part was there's 4 different endings at the end of the game, and I have 2 save files, so I get to go back and watch all of them. I only watched one today. I'm gonna wake up in the morning and do another one, and
nice.
Maybe just kind of drag it on a little bit longer until they have some DLC. Because I was on it when I picked this game up, it was a little bit off my radar. 2002, I was like, this is something new I'm going to try here, but it's good enough that I'm going to keep it now. Because I actually planned on trading it in for Batman Arkham City, but I'll probably hang on to it and play the DLC, and I will probably play through it another time to try just different elements of it. Because there's so much that you can't do you can't do everything your first playthrough.
Huh.
So
yeah, I didn't even hear a thing about it. I mean, I knew it was coming out, obviously, but
it kind of if you've gotten into games like Heavy Rain and Mass Effect and stuff or things like that, you should totally play this game. It's a little bit choppy on some of the visuals. I mean,
see, I can get over that. If the game's fun, I can get over visuals. I don't care about.
And the story was killer.
The most important thing to me is the game fun. Yeah. I mean, I can get. You know, we talked about this the first time. I can get past like the Epic Mickey wonky camera and sometimes controls. If the game's fun to play, I get past that stuff. And even like clipping graphics and that stuff's irrelevant to me, obviously, because I love Mega Man games that I've been playing. So,
and I think that the AI, I mean, the AI was fun on there, and that's why I say you can't go in just like guns blazing in this game because you will.
It'll take me a while to get used to.
They will drop you. And I mean, you're going to do a lot of covering. You're going to do a lot of like watching patterns of the way the guys are moving and the way that they're turning and I know it seems weird, but the boss battles almost are something that take you out of the game a little bit. Because
happens sometimes.
Because maybe for me, because I was trying to be so stealthy in this, and I mean, you actually get points for not experience for not being seen by anybody. Splinter Cell? Yeah, like that. You like if you don't get seen by anybody, you don't create a distract, anything like that. They don't know you're there. You get a ghost experience at the end of each one, and if you don't kill anybody throughout the entire game, except for bosses, you can. There's like another trophy that you can get or achievement or whatever. I couldn't do it, man.
You got it on PS3?
Yeah. I couldn't do it. I was killing. Killing people left and right.
Do you have any platinum trophies on your PS3 account?
Man, no.
I swore I should have gotten one for Mortal Kombat for beating the challenge tower, which is 300 challenges. But it didn't show up on mine. I'm gonna have to open up my PlayStation and look.
I think that to only get a platinum trophy, I think you have to you have to get every other trophy in the game. You have to it's got to be 100% complete.
Really?
With that. And the closest that I've come is BioShock. I mean, I think that the first BioShock is the closest I've come to.
And what's your star rating? I don't even know what those mean. I don't check mine enough.
I don't know. I think that I don't.
What do those mean? Is it like your gamer creed or something?
I don't know, or how long you've been on there. I don't know.
I was just curious.
I guess I just don't pay enough attention to that.
Either do I.
On the 360, I guess I know what. Are
you an achievement whore on 360 or PlayStation?
I think trophies. On 360 I've got more achievements, but I also had that for I think a year or two before I got my PS3.
Because I know, I have a friend who his goal is to get tons of achievements, and to me, it's whatever.
I like when achievements happen.
Yeah,
I like when
I like when I get them and I don't know.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And there was times like when I was playing Grand Theft Auto 4, and there's a lot of multiplayer trophies or achievements that you can get on there, and for I think a month that was fun. To try and get your buddies together, and you'd go into a map where nobody else is playing on there, and you can try and get a mad jump going or something to that effect. But I don't hunt.
There's those guys. I was never like that. I mean, I honestly think I'm pretty good at video games, but I'm not one of those guys who has to get achievements because I think sometimes people get them because they think that, oh, look how cool I am that I can get all this stuff.
I'll be honest with you. There's a lot of games that I'm so more into it for the story than like being a precise shooter or something like that. I'll play a lot of games on easy just so that I can experience all of it. And then if it's a good enough game, like Deus Ex, I did play through the first time on. They've got it called, instead of easy, just tell me a story. And then they've got other, like the harder modes of it and stuff like that. And the next time that I play through, I'm going to play through it on a harder mode because it's warranted a second time through. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen the parts on it that were a piece of cake compared to the parts that I know could have been beefed up and a lot better.
Sure. I always play on default. I always play on medium.
Yeah.
I never adjust the well. On Mortal Kombat I do, but I hardly ever go through and I adjust the difficulty to hard. Because to me, if it's like Call of Duty or whatever the game is, you have to shoot things more.
Yeah.
It's basically their HP goes up.
Well, that's one game where I can't. I won't go into a Call of Duty or like Battlefield or something like that and adjust my single player ranking down to play it easier. Because as soon as I go into multiplayer, everybody's better than the computer anyway. Yeah. I gotta at least have something to gear me up and make me a little bit better. I suck so bad at those games.
Oh, dude, I'm so bad at first person. If you can see there, my Call of Duty that I got for free with my PlayStation has been played once. So I'm always debating, should I trade that in? But I got it for free, so I should probably play it because I think the game's fun. But
no, they're a hoot.
But I
don't know if it's. I mean, I'm thinking about trading in Black Ops because I don't think I'm going to go back and play it, and I just don't know if I'm going to get Battlefield or if I'm going to get Call of Duty because I am a seasoned player on that. Like I do like to play it for I want to say like 3 or 4 months, and then I do get over it and I move on to something else. But this season there's so many great games. Dude, I just don't know if I want to.
Actually, I was going to talk to you about that. Do you know how many cool games are coming out in October? Seems like an odd time.
What else
like
we got?
Batman's in the middle of the month.
Right.
Uncharted's the 31st.
I thought Uncharted was coming out way later. I thought that was.
No, I thought so too. But I was looking. Well, I guess technically the 1st, but you can pick it up on the 31st.
No shit.
Yeah, so I was looking. There's a couple other games I couldn't believe are coming out this month.
I thought that I had one game this month, or like in October. I thought Batman Arkham City, and I was gonna Uncharted. Are you serious? I thought that was coming out like. Darn it!
Yeah, and then I mean, I'm looking forward to Skyward Sword.
Now I really am too. I think that on our last podcast I was kind of ho-hum about it, but I've been watching a lot more press release about it, and it looks really fun. Did you see the collector's edition that they've got for that?
No,
the gold
I haven't.
edition?
I haven't.
Well, in classic Zelda fashion, they wanted to release a gold edition of it. It comes with the gold controller as well.
Really?
It has the Wii Motion Plus built into it.
Nice.
And I don't know if it comes with the gold bumper, but that would be badass if it did.
Yeah. And
like the gold strap and all that. But the disc, of course, is gold, and I think that you might, even if that's all that they included, and they might even have an art book or something like that in there. But I think it's only like another $20 on top of it.
That's not bad.
I think that I'm like why I think that with all the other games that are coming out, that's the one that I really want Kelsey to get me for Christmas.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it comes out late in November, so.
Yeah, and I think that that's one that I can hold off on until Christmas, and that could be one that she could safely get me with, where I'm not out buying it on my own, because that's the problem. I want to play these things so bad when they first come out.
Oh yeah, it's always hard to restrain yourself. Even when I go to the game store and I know I want to get one game, sometimes I stay there and I debate on how many games I'm going to get.
I mean. I feel like I do enough research to the games that I want to get. Like I know it here. I'm pre-ordering it. This is because I'm gonna start paying it off before. But then now it's walking in there and being like, oh, what else do I want to play now? You know?
Exactly.
And summer does that to me too, because there's such a lull in games. You're a little ready to branch out. So. And
summer's usually the time where I get games that I meant to get before.
Yeah. Like you were saying, going back and playing a bunch of like those 8-bit games and stuff like that, summer's perfect time to do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of those kind of games, though, did you ever? I don't know if it's an Xbox exclusive, though. Super Meat Boy.
It is Xbox exclusive.
That's too bad. I think
I always wanted to play
if you with the Mega Mans and stuff like that, you'd probably really enjoy that one.
Yeah, I was wondering because I always thought the character design in it was pretty interesting and kind of goofy.
I think they got a new game coming out too.
Oh yeah, it's
the
Super
Binding of Ishmael or something.
Yeah, it's
like
bizarre. And
Isaac.
That's what's cool about DLC too, is a lot of studios can now take chances where they don't have to worry about putting out a $60 game with art. Now you can say, oh, well, for $15 you can download this game, and if you like it, whatever, $15. You know, even with the Mega Mans. I mean, I haven't seen a full-blown Mega Man release besides those goofy Game Boy ones that they have, and
you're right.
The Battle Network, I forget what they're called. But that they release those on there, I think it really helps those kind of games. I mean, I actually think Mega Man 8 for the original PlayStation, where it was anime graphics and super fluid, I thought was amazing.
Are we talking about 8 or Legends?
8. Have you ever played 8?
I didn't play 8.
Oh, dude, it's amazing. Like, it's literally a cartoon.
Because I remember Legends looked like that was the RPG one that they did.
But 8 is a direct... If you ever at a video game store and they have the Mega Man collection for the GameCube, because you can play them on the Wii, it has Mega Man 8 on it. You should pick it up. And, and I mean, the animation in it's so good, and the music, and it kind of went away. Because it was one of those throwaway titles that I don't think a lot of people played, and of course I bought it when it first came out. And
I think that whole thing needs a reboot. The Mega Man world, I think it needs a reboot. I think that it needs to, have some focus again. Because I think that they started going to like the battle networks and like
those are goofy.
All those things, cut it away. Like let's bring back a brand new Mega Man game, something
I agree.
That's grand and epic and challenging and all those different things. Because I think that what they're doing with like the new Super Mario Brothers and the Donkey Kong Country,
I think it verifies that people want to play those games.
I absolutely agree, and I think that Mega Man could stand to have a great reboot like that, like a beautiful, just crisp, and still side-scrolling, still with as many bullets flying in all different directions, and this, but keep it that way. And I think that reboot would be just fun.
Yeah, because I think also Rayman comes out this month, and I'm really looking forward to Rayman. I love those games, and I'm so excited to play the new one.
Rayman.
Yeah, I don't.
You said Rain Man.
Yeah, definitely excited.
Yeah.
Definitely, but no,
Yeah, dude, fucking Rain Man, dude. Yeah, go.
What an amazing return! Because I mean, watching videos on that game and seeing the pictures, dude, what an amazing return!
Yeah, I think that looks really good.
Because they needed to. They need to, and I said this in the last one. I'm so glad that companies realize that there is a market for 2D games that people want to play, and they can look amazing, and you can pull off things that you can never pull off before. And
I think that you got me hungry for that now. I want that to be a reboot. Capcom, please listen to this podcast and make this happen.
Totally. No, actually, I wasn't really sold on the Nintendo 3DS, but this holiday season they have the Mario coming out for it. They have Paper.
I mean, if there's a game, that's
dude.
going to be the game that sells that system. It
Yeah.
looks great. And we talked about Paper Mario on the last one and how that would. I mean,
Oh, dude, have you seen the screenshots for the 3DS one?
I have.
Oh, it looks amazing. I'm so excited. So I'm really considering maybe on Black Friday, if they have 3DSs super cheap, I might go get one.
That's smart thinking.
Because I'm guessing, I think that's when the Mario comes out, is right around that time. And maybe they'll bundle it together, and then I'll be able to get it as one package.
That's smart thinking.
But it's really hard with those because I don't know if you remember 2 years ago, they had the Mario DS Lite, and it came with Mario Kart and Super Mario Brothers, new Super Mario Brothers for the DS.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it was
I do remember that.
painted red, but it had the Mario cap in the middle of it, and I wanted it so bad, and it was only for sale at Target. And of course, Target opens at 4 or 5 in the morning. I didn't remember. I went there at 4:30 in the morning.
The line was already atrocious.
Oh yeah, and they were sold out of them. I talked to the guy there. He said, "Yeah, we got 25 of them. We sold out of them in 10 minutes." So basically, people went there, picked them up immediately, and that was it.
I did one Black Friday thing like that, and I mean, it was for DVD players back in the day.
Yeah.
So I was like,
I haven't gone in a few years because I haven't been that impressed.
I work retail, so
Yeah.
I usually have to work that opening shift. So
I'm the boss. I can schedule that. Oh, you work in retail.
I'm the boss too, but I mean, it's that midnight shift, kind of thing.
So do you guys open that early that day?
Actually, this last year we didn't. We opened up at I think it was like 4 or 5 a.m. or something like that.
That's still fucking
It's
early.
still really fucking early though. I hate that. I really wish I had something where it was.
But hey, back to video games.
Yeah.
So now that you've beaten Deus Ex, what's the next game? Are you waiting for Arkham City to come out?
Well, I'm gonna finish playing Uncharted.
The original.
So I think I'm about
Awesome.
halfway through that. Thanks for letting me borrow that. That's been a lot of fun.
Anytime.
But Batman Arkham City, man.
Oh,
I'm so
I'm
geared up
jazzed
for that, man.
one. Batman Arkham Asylum cracked my top 10 favorite games of all time. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but it had.
It should. I mean, that was so good. I mean, no comic book game has ever,
No.
and I don't know if it can be as good as that. I mean, I think that anybody that wants to do anything is going to be copying what they did with that.
Oh,
at this point,
they should. And I think it taught everybody a valuable lesson. This new Spider-Man game was so much better because of Batman Arkham Asylum, and I'm a firm believer of that.
I think that they need to do more with the Spider-Man games. I think that
Me too.
that platform could be so much better. I mean, fuck it, throw him in the black costume, make it a very dark game, but create a better Spider-Man game.
Yeah, that's
for us.
my problem too. Is because if they're going to put him in the black costume, sometimes it says, "Oh, he's evil." Now he's evil and he does whatever he wants, and I don't. I know I sound like such a nerd and a fanboy, but I don't buy that part of Peter Parker.
I think that
Even though he gets controlled by it and he does do some bad things, eventually the real Spider-Man comes through and he fights it.
Why couldn't you do an entire video game about that conflict though? And I mean,
Oh, yeah.
like have these spaz out spots where the actions you're doing are out of your control or something like that.
You know what I never got to about Spider-Man games? So the Green Goblin's Spider-Man's greatest enemy.
Uh-huh.
The greatest enemy in Spider-Man history. He has never been given due credit in video games.
Yeah.
You know how awesome would a fight be between him and the Goblin in the air, in the city, constantly fighting? Spider-Man 3 had, and the original Spider-Man movie game had kind of that.
With the Spider Slayers and shit like that?
Yeah, but, I want the Green Goblin to be I want him to be the villain in Spider-Man so bad.
They aren't capitalizing on those epic fights that they could be doing.
But the problem is too, I think mainstream wise, people think Venom's so much cooler, and
I think that because
design wise he's cool.
He's a cool looking character, and he's been attached to Peter Parker. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, like he knows those secrets and stuff like that. Venom, I always did like Venom. I liked Venom way back when what was it, Jim Lee, and who was doing Spawn? Was that Jim Lee?
Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane wrote that. Thank you.
Yeah.
When he was drawing Venom, I really liked that too. I think that because it wasn't crazy teeth and
Yeah, I
so
agree.
much tongue and shit like that. I liked McFarlane's version. Which I mean,
You know, character too. I think they've never exploited too. Well, I guess they kind of did in the last Spider-Man game, but I think Mysterio is a cool character, and if he's done right, he goes from goofy to being pretty scary.
Which is in Arkham Asylum, the Scarecrow levels were I think what any Mysterio level should have been like in the Spider-Man game. I'm like, they got it.
Yeah,
that's so great, and I hope that they've got him in Arkham City too. I mean, why wouldn't they?
Oh yeah,
why wouldn't they?
I mean, one of the greatest moments in video games recently that I've ever experienced is when you're Batman and you go through and you get sprayed with that gas in the morgue, and then you leave and you walk through that hallway and it starts deteriorating into that alley in Gotham and your parents are there. I'm like, oh my gosh, this game just took a whole new level.
Yeah, wasn't that great?
Because too, when I started walking and he was, wobbling, I'm like, what the hell? And I had no idea where I was, so I hit the start button to see what map I was at, and it said Wayne Manor.
I know,
and
right?
I said, why the fuck am I at Wayne Manor? And then it just started falling apart, and dude, amazing.
Yeah, I mean, when they start breaking that wall down too in there, that was great. I think that I'm more excited about this game than I am about the new Batman movie coming out. You know what I mean? And I'm excited about the Batman movie, but
oh yeah, this game is going to be epic.
I mean, just how much they're putting out there with it. I mean, the amount. I mean, just it seems like week after week you're hearing about, hey, this villain's in here now. Yeah. About this guy, he's in here.
But what's cool is you don't really know what's going on in the game. Like, they've kept the story under wraps. And, I mean, they said originally, the Joker looks sick. But is he really sick? Because they showed a gameplay footage where he doesn't look like he's sick at all. And then you see the one trailer with Hugo Strange, and maybe he's the one pulling the strings. And then you see...
That was a good trailer.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze. And so I don't know...
Well, I mean...
you know what I mean?
I guess this city... thing that they've scoped out for this seems so grand and so amazing like that.
But I guess Arkham Asylum was like that. I guess you went to different things and you kind of had a different confrontation with a different villain.
feel in different areas too. I mean, I remember when
Killer
you got
Croc.
into Poison Ivy. Yeah, Killer Croc. Yeah,
it's so awesome.
And Poison Ivy's area was really dope. I mean, they did a good job of taking you into those characters' environments, and you're going to have to think differently about how you fight Freeze versus how you fight.
Yeah.
The Riddler or whoever else, the Penguin,
Yeah, I think it's really cool too about Arkham Asylum is the controls were so simple, but they seem so deep.
Well, and I mean, it seemed like it was a button masher, and that was the first impression I got from it. But everything looked so fluid, and your timing had to be right on.
Oh
things.
yeah.
You were always watching the enemies around you as much as you're watching Batman kick ass.
Totally.
It's like, hey, that guy over there is going for a gun in that cabinet while this guy's trying to pull a brick out of the wall to throw at you, and some guy over here's got lightning going around his head.
So you had to throw guys at...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got all the different villains or enemies, too, that you have to... this guy, he can't just come at him and hit him. You got to make him dizzy with your cape or something.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, that's a game I'm really looking... And then, of course, Uncharted comes out 2 weeks later.
I can't believe that comes out 2 weeks later.
That is amazing. So I'm going to have to tear through Arkham City to get Uncharted.
If I'm not done with Arkham City, I cannot go pick up Uncharted until I'm done with it.
Oh, yeah, obviously.
I have to. And I don't want to rush through it either because that game is going to be so badass.
Yeah.
But that was one of those that I just... As soon as I was done playing it, I picked it right back up and did it again,
Yeah.
And I went through to find all the Riddlers.
Did you find them all?
I did.
Wow, that's impressive.
I did find all the Riddlers.
I think I only found like 78% of them. Is it in percentages? Maybe it's like 78 out of 110 or something, whatever it was.
I went on, it was after I beat the game, I went back through.
Well, you have to because you don't get, when you play the game again, you get the weapons that you didn't have originally. Because especially in that first room where you need the...
But I didn't do on my second playthrough. I was it was after I beat the Joker. You could still wander around Arkham, and I went all the way back through to the beginning levels and all that
really?
stuff, and then used all the tools that I had to go get them. But it was my first playthrough that I wanted to make sure that I got 100% on it. And then the only things that I don't have 100% on my first game are the challenge maps.
Those ones are tricky.
Fucking tough, man. You'd think I'm fighting these guys all throughout the game. The challenge match should be nothing, but I still can't get the top thing on most of them.
Yeah, so it's definitely something I'm looking forward to because...
Totally. That's number one on my radar right now.
Yep. And I mean, it's 2 weeks it comes out.
so excited. I think I might actually take a day off to just sit down and play that game.
Yeah, I did that for MK. Well, I worked that day, but I took the next day off.
Yeah, I might.
So I could just play it straight.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, like if I'm picking it up from the mall, it's not like I'm picking it up at midnight, you know, or something like that. So I might as well just like pick it up, work a morning shift, and then just have the very next day off and just
crack out.
I will play that game.
Oh, dude,
nonstop.
You know what game, a Batman game I thought was the best until that one came out? Did you ever play The Adventures of Batman and Robin on Genesis?
Oh, probably.
You kept on. What was cool is it's just a side scroller beat 'em up like basically Streets of Rage.
That was kind of cartoony stuff.
Yeah,
wasn't
exactly.
It?
But
yeah.
you kept on getting like upgrades for the Batarang, and you'd have like 5 to 10 Batarangs flying. Dude, that game was fun.
I guess I didn't play that one. The one that I remember playing was Batman, like from the movie Batman on the NES. You know, and your Batarang looked like a Mega Man bullet or something like that. You know, that. It wasn't a bad game though. I mean,
no.
NES games. I mean, you could have put a ninja in that costume and it would have been the same game.
But hey, you know, with those games they relied on level design, and
it was all about the hops on those.
Yep,
all about that.
So I love that
quick
stuff.
Quick reflexes.
You know. Oh yeah, you had to have them, or you were gonna get shot.
Remember the Spider-Man game on the Genesis too? I mean, like that was another one. I mean, aside from a couple of web swings, it could have been any character.
Oh yeah,
you could have put a whip in Indiana Jones' hand, and that game could have been an Indiana Jones game.
You know, Indiana Jones game was good on the original Xbox. Was that was a staff of?
I never tried the one on the Xbox. I remember what you were talking about.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool.
Not like the best, camera and everything, but it was like Indiana Jones feel. I enjoyed it.
I think that there's a market for that now too. If you could, well, I mean, they're doing that Tomb Raider reboot. That's going to be a lot more Uncharted and dark. And
it looks interesting.
That. I think
that's a game I'm looking forward to next year.
I might play that one. I never got into Tomb Raiders, but that one, the trailer is selling me on it so far.
So right now, I guess we're just waiting for the big games to come out, and so the next time we do this, we'll probably be done with Arkham City.
Or at least in the midst of it. I like doing this, man. We should do this, every once in a while. This is fun. So
I'm always down. Do you have anything else to add, video game wise, Joe? Did you read anything that caught your fancy?
I mean,
I read that Chainsaw Lollipop is actually not that bad of a game. The guy played it for an hour.
That I think that is one of the greatest names for a video game.
Yeah,
Chainsaw Lollipop.
I guess he was saying too, when you kill the zombies in it, they blow up in like glitter.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Something for everybody.
Yeah. So you can read it. I forget where the article is at. Maybe it's on GameSpot. But a guy played it for like an hour. He said it's not that bad.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
As far as news for me, man, I don't think there's anything else that's really been...
Now it's kind of just gearing up for the holiday season and the cool games.
There's just a lot of cool games coming out, man.
So yeah, when you hear from me and Joe again, we'll be talking.
Deep in Arkham City.
We will be giving it to Catwoman.
That's right. Which, by the way, the guy, real quick, the guy at GameStop when I was pre-ordering it, because they did managers conferences. Which, by the way, when I was a manager for GameStop, was the coolest part. I got to beta test Xbox Live well before it ever started. Shit like that was pretty cool. But he said that playing as Catwoman in there is a completely different beast.
That's pretty cool.
So I'm like, yeah, that's neat. Like if a whole new character. They've got, I guess, in one of the places that you can pre-order the game, you can get Robin as
that's what I heard too.
I don't know where that's.
That's so gay. Just
cares?
kidding.
I mean, really. I mean, like, who cares?
That's my joke for the day.
Cool.
Robin's gay. That's not really original at all.
He loves that Bruce Manor.
He does. So until next time, keep on playing your video games.
Yeah.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Joe.
Thanks for listening. Get some Birdman barbecue.
Yes, please do. This is sauce, baby.